Hi and welcome back to my channel, and if it's your first time here, welcome. My name's Simone. Today I'm going to do a 10-month postpartum update. So I would say since the last video that I made, my memory is like a sieve, so I can't even remember half of the things that I talked about. But I would say that I am feeling, I'm up and down. One minute I'm really happy and like I've got so much energy and I'm so appreciative of everything, and then the next day I can be just exhausted, feel so tired throughout the day and just feel like everything's going wrong, and then it's really hard for me to try to be like positive and see like the good in everything, if you know what I mean. And thankfully I've got a really supportive husband who, when I am feeling like that, then he can, you know, help to put things into perspective for me. And one thing that I've been trying to do as well is when I'm having them days where I'm feeling really down, is just keep saying to myself, look, it's only temporary and hopefully by tomorrow you'll be feeling a lot better. But when I've been analysing it, usually when I'm feeling like this is when I have had not that much sleep. Like Micah, I don't know if he had the 2 teeth in the last video that I made, but he has cut his first 2 bottom teeth, and then I had a look today and it looks like his 2 top ones are coming. So it seems that when he's really being bothered with his teeth, he's waking up a lot more, and then it's really making me feel so sleep deprived. Like last week it got to the stage where he was up so much that I was hallucinating, thinking that, you know, he'd stopped breathing, or that like, I don't know whether I don't think he did lie on his arm funny, but I was hallucinating that he'd laid on his arm funny and the circulation was being cut off. I know it sounds really stupid, but then I would wake up panicking, freaking out, looking at him, making sure that he's breathing and everything. So I'm really like anxious, and it takes me a while to get back off to sleep. So yeah, I just really feel like this sleep deprivation, it's just been really horrendous for me. And then obviously taking care of the other 2 children as well. And then I had an email from my lecturer to ask how I'm getting on with my dissertation, because it needs to be in a few months. So I've been worrying a bit about that as well. So it's just been one thing after another, and then I've been over analysing everything, and it's just, yeah, got a bit too much. So the night when I was hallucinating, the day after, I spoke to my husband. He said, right, I'll have Micah for the night with me, and then you can just go off and sleep. So he had him, and then in the morning he was like, he came in at 5 o'clock and he was like, right, you know, you can have the baby now. And he was really tired for the full day, and I felt bad obviously because I don't want him to be having to be sleep deprived as well. But honestly I felt so much better after the sleep. And Ryan said he came to knock on the door and he said he could just hear me like snoring really loud. So I must have just been so tired and really needed it, and I didn't even hear him the first time he came to come and knock. But that 5 hours of unbroken sleep was just phenomenal for me. I felt like a totally new person, except my boobs, it was so full afterwards, like for obviously sleeping that amount of time without feeding Micah, because he gets up so much still in the night to have milk. But I would say that since he's been eating a lot more food, it seems to be that he's not waking as much for milk. He might just be waking up because, you know, he's gone out of that deep sleep and he's wanting like some comforting just to get back to sleep, or it might be his teeth. Like today I was really feeling really tired. I'm not so tired now, I'm feeling okay. But another thing as well that I was wondering whether this has got something to do with it, my iron levels can be low at times. So what I usually do is I have a Spurt sachet of like iron water. I have made a video about that before in one of my bump date videos. So what I'll do, sorry, the baby's just grabbing the camera. So what I'll do is I'll put a link to that video if you want to check out about me taking iron. But I did run out of sachets, and I had my period recently, and I'm just wondering whether, because I have quite heavy periods, whether my iron has gone lower, and that's why I'm feeling a bit off and a bit fatigued. So I'm going to get some more iron water and see if that helps as well, and just try and eat a lot more green leafy vegetables, which I have been doing, but nothing has been seeming to help me with my energy levels. It's like a process of elimination, isn't it, of trying to work out what it is. Is it just hormones? Is it the baby waking up? Is it this, that and the other? You know what I mean? It's like I just want to feel normal, like at least for a few days in a row, instead of it just being up, down, up, down, up, down. But I'm sorry if I'm coming across as I'm moaning, but I've just wanted to be honest and tell you how I'm feeling, and that it's obviously not all rosy, and on the outside you can look like you're okay, but on the inside you're just absolutely tired. Another thing as well, my daughter, she's 4, and Micah, sometimes he'll fall asleep about 8 o'clock, and that's usually around about the time that the kids are due to go to bed. So I'll get them upstairs, but then my daughter has been running up and down the landing and like getting the ukulele out and playing that. And then if the baby's falling asleep on me, I'm like, right, okay, do I go upstairs and see what she's up to and try and get her back into bed, or do I let Micah sleep? So like, yeah, so I'm trying to get my other 2 children into a more solid routine of going to bed at this time and then getting Micah to sleep, and then hopefully that gives me a couple of hours in the evening that I can get some work done for my dissertation, to finish that off. And I went shopping the other day. Like, I did the shopping haul online, which I've made a video of. I'll put a link below for that. And I sent pretty much all of the stuff back except for the shoes and a couple of tops, because I just didn't feel like they suited my body shape. So I went into town to try some clothes on Sunday, and it was the first time that I've been out with the baby into a clothes shop and tried stuff on. My other 2 children had gone to like a roadshow thing with my husband, so the baby was asleep, and I thought, right, I'll use this time to go and just try some clothes on, instead of just buying stuff online and then it takes ages to send it back and get like a refund. I thought I'd go into town and try some things on. So not only is it not really child friendly in these places because the aisles are so small and you're trying to look at clothes and obviously people are trying to get past, there was no like notice on the door to say that you're only allowed a certain amount of items, and there was no woman on where the stalls were who worked there to say, oh, you can have this amount or not. So I got quite a few items, probably about 15 items, took them in to try on. Baby was sleeping, so I managed to, the disabled changing rooms were full of like boxes and things, so I managed to squeeze into a normal cubicle and like pull the curtain round, so the pram was kind of like sticking out a bit. Trying some stuff on, nothing was looking right, and then the next minute there was no one even in the shop at the time, but then it started to get busy when I was in there, so there were some people queuing up outside for the other changing rooms, but there was probably about 6 changing rooms besides mine. And then I just heard the shop attendant say, yeah, well, this lady's got like 500 items in there when you're only supposed to have 9. And then I just felt even more, like I felt just like, oh man, like self-conscious, holding people up. Didn't realise you weren't allowed to have that many items. So I thought, oh, there's no point in me trying any more of these clothes and they're not looking right. Like, it was weird. Like, my size in this shop, I was like probably 3 or 4 times size bigger than what I usually, like what I am at the moment, and way bigger than what I am pre-pregnancy. So I grabbed everything, and then like people was like staring at me when I got out of the changing room, and I just handed the stuff over to the woman, and I just said, I'm sorry that I took a lot of items in, you know, just trying to find some clothes to fit after having the baby and things like that. And she was like, oh, it's okay. But I just felt, I don't know if it was just hormones as well, but I just felt really crappy because nothing was fitting. And then just that comment, it just like topped it off, if you know what I mean, and just made me feel like crap. So then I just went, not far from that shop, there's kind of like a baby changing like room, and there's a place where you like can feed your baby as well. And I just sat in there with the baby for a bit, and I fed him, and then like I said, I just felt really crap, and I thought there's no point in looking at any other shops for clothes because I'm just not in the right frame of mind. So I bought a cake. and a coffee, and then I went home, and then when Ryan got back I just told him how I was feeling and everything, and he was like really nice about it. And so this was Sunday and it's now Tuesday, so I'm feeling a little bit better today. And I think what I'll do is there's no point in me going and trying any more clothes on really, because I'm in between sizes, and I'm just going to try and make do with what I've got, and then maybe later on in the year tackle it again, but go by myself this time, and obviously make sure that I don't go over the limit of how many clothes you're allowed in the changing room. But it got me thinking, is there any of you watching out there who, say in your towns, have you got any shops that are like mum and baby friendly with prams, you know, and like wide aisles that you can get through, you know, maneuver with your pram and everything? I think it'd be really awesome if they had something like that, you know. It's bad enough, isn't it, especially when you're going with kids, you know, with older kids into shops, and they start hiding in the racks and making loads of noise, and then you're worried that they're going to be touching all the clothes and things like that. It's just a really crappy experience to go shopping, you know, when you've got like 3 kids in tow, if you know what I mean. I'll show you my belly. Sorry, honestly, this little guy here, he's just wanting to touch everything. So as you can see, my belly is still wobbly. I've still got that overhang. And like I said last time, it really fluctuates, my belly. Especially in the morning, it's really flat. And I'm like, hey. I'm like, well happy in the morning, it's so flat. And then as the day progresses, it just gets bigger and bigger. Here's Micah. He's slavering like crazy because of his teeth. Hey! So I really hope you like this video. I'm sorry that it's quite long, but I ended up just going off, didn't I, and just talking about how I've been feeling and everything. But I'll be doing Micah's update in another video, because I feel like this is quite long now. But if you are new here and you like the content, then please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And for everybody else who subscribed, thank you so much for supporting my channel. I just checked today and I'm at 702 subscribers, which is absolutely amazing. I really appreciate every single one of you, and for everybody that comments, it's just so nice to know that you're watching my videos and that you like. I'd like to give a shout out to Lindy and Sylvia and Sky, who consistently comment on my channel and are so lovely and supportive, and they're just really lovely mums, and it just makes me smile when I see the lovely comments that they've written on my videos. It really helps to spur me on when I feel like, what is the point in me making these videos, you know what I mean, sometimes, because you can feel like that. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.